Many individuals will attend New Year's Eve ball, and some will find themselves watching the ball drop in Times Square. Others will follow the tradition of attending a watch night service, thus passing on the tradition left by their ancestors. The Learning Journey in association with Turn It Up Tuesday, hosted by Ross Audio, presents Did You Know? And this week our topic will focus on the history and significance of watch night service, a tradition that must be remembered. As a boy, I remember having to attend these services. It was a time that I could not wait for. It seems as if it was a time for confession. For example, Sister Jones would testify that she had not been living right for the year. While she did not say what she was doing wrong, she promised to straighten her life out. I could not wait for Mass Lenny. He would always testify that he had carried feelings for his neighbor for the year and would change for the new year to come. Another would tell about the blessings of having given a visa to travel America. Another would tell about the healing powers of the Almighty. These stories were consistent with the watch night service event. All these confessions and testimony were within a watch night service tradition. The watch night service is a long-standing and sacred tradition practiced by many churches and denominations. It is a special service on New Year's Eve, often beginning at 9 p.m. or 11 p.m. However, some churches would start theirs as early as 7 p.m. Over the years, the tradition has become a meaningful way for individuals to reflect on the past year and prepare for the year ahead. It is more than just an annual event. It is an important reminder of the Christian faith and its values. The history of the watch night service has its roots in the 1800s, as it was a time for slaves to pray for freedom. According to one professor in the United States, the observance of the watch night service started over 160 years ago in the United States. According to another source, these gatherings were called Freedom Eve. Watch night service is a long-standing religious tradition first practiced by the enslaved people in the United States, as stated before, in the 1800s. The service originally took place on December the 31st, the last night of the year, and it was a time for people to reflect on the past, pray for the future, and acknowledge their dependence upon God. When we look at the Caribbean, there are two dominant major influences on watch night service. First, it is thought that this was a time for the recommitment of Christians to their faith. The second and possible main influence is that of slaves in North America, who were still enslaved in the 1860s. After examining various sources, I am somewhat more inclined to view the watch night service in Jamaica as being influenced by African American slaves as they made their quest for freedom. This also had a connection to the African American Methodist Church. The reality is that the watch night service is a heritage of the black community. According to one minister, a lot of people grew up in it, and it is a tradition that must be cherished. For me, getting ready for the watch night service was simple. Get dressed and follow my parents. However, for some people, they would wear white. A few men in the community at times would decide to take their last shot of JB before attending the service. After all, the service was designed to change their lives. For the African Americans, some would decorate their rooms with candles, flowers, and other symbols that signify the occasion's significance. In Jamaica, you had to arrive early to ensure that your seat in the church was secure, because those who did not attend church for the entire year wanted to take your seat. Many consistent attendees of the church would arrive early and use a rag, Bible, purse, or other personal effects to mark their seat. Once the service was called to order, the chorus session began. I love when they sang the song with the words, "Don't you know that I'm moving up the King's Highway?" Every long-standing member would take the aisle and dance up and down the aisle. At this point, the Spirit was moving and everyone was feeling good. Amens and hallelujahs filled the air. Soon it would be testimony time. reflection on what had taken place over the last 365 days. Yes, it would begin, and everyone would make a pledge to do better. When the pastor took the pulpit, it was time for everyone to repent. Shouts of victory were echoed across the church. Once the altar call was made, the altar was filled. Everyone wanted to ask the Lord for forgiveness for the sins they had committed for the year. In addition, based on the uncertainties of what they experienced the year before, they wanted to get it right with God. I really enjoyed these memories and these moments of reflection, and also, I must say, it led me to some level of redemption. When all is said and done, there are benefits for attending a watch night service. For example, one significant benefit is that it helps individuals to reflect on their lives, past experiences, and mistakes. It is also a way to forgive yourself and others, and to let go of uncertainties and also burdens and possible guilt. Another benefit of participating in this tradition of watch night service is that it helps individuals develop better habits and create a better vision for the year to come. It also can be used to connect you to your friends and loved ones and provide an opportunity to reach out to others who may be experiencing difficulties in their lives. It can also be a way of practicing gratitude. It can also be used to reflect on the future with hope and optimism. My question to you all is, where will you spend your last minutes for this year? Like our ancestors, we should use it to hope and pray for our future and that of our generations to come. Over to you, Rossi.